Hi guys, welcome back. Hope you've all been had wee-wees. I don't know I'm jigging about. Part 2.
Chicken.
Right. I haven't taken it off yet. Oil soaked in quite nicely. It's looking really nice. I put a little bit more on. I super glued around the bark here. The bark on the top edge here, when I pressed it, was like a sponge. It's a bit spongy, so I filled it up with super glue. The oil reacted with it, so it done its nice little bit of smoking and it went off pretty quick. So hopefully that should all be all right. Okay. And we'll see how it goes. Let's see. We've got no torn grain, no tool marks. We're all good to go. So now we're going to turn it around and we're going to hollow it. Okay. Right, there's me drinking tea again. Right, so we'll take that off of there. Remember we had it in our shark jaws. Right, okay. Oh, come on. A little bit stuck. And that's why I don't like the key. You know the key that comes with these, and it has the ball on the end, so you can swivel it around, and I cut that off on mine. Because I don't like, you can't bang your chuck off with it. So I cut that little bit off. Don't need it. I'm never going to have to swivel in at the back and all that. So, right, there we go. Get that one off now. Very fortunate that I got this chuck. Because if I didn't have this chuck, how would I hold that tiny little recess there? It's just so lucky. It really is that I've got this one. Right, okay. Let's get that on there. Get that held. You watch, I'm saying all that, it's going to come flying off now when I start hollowing at it. You know what's going to happen. I've talked myself into it. Right. Not over tightening. That's got it. That's got it. Now, remember, like I said, keep your cuts good. Keep going one way. Always push in towards the chuck. You should try and get your cuts always to push to the chuck. That keeps the pressure down. Now, I've got this knobble because obviously I had it then. I'm going to take that out first and get rid of that out of the way. Because I drilled down, didn't I? But now, if I keep going and I do this and I cause this channel here, and then I've got to take that out, I say, when the stability starts to go from here, I'm then pulling, and it's like wiggling a tooth, isn't it? If you want to get a tooth out, it's a wiggle to pop out, and that's what it'll do. It'll work its way out. If I keep all my cuts going one way, all the time, one way, all the pressure should stay the same way, and that should be quite safe to hollow. Okay, and that's what we're going to do. And besides that, like I said, the straw's effect. Now on this, as you can see, this is the way my grain's going, like that. So if I come in and I cut there, they're going to meet up. If I start coming that way, and then that way, and if you see a plaster in a wall, you won't see him put plaster on there and put plaster on there and put plaster and put plaster there and then try and measure two. It's one scoop. Keep it going in one way. Same with this. Keep it going. End grain's a little bit different, as I say, but end grain, it's not really different. You hollow coming out because it's supported by these side grains. If you, like I said, if you hollow that, and we're hollowing and hollowing and hollowing, if we're push cut here, we're going to pull these ones, they're going to stick out. There's nothing to support them, so we're going to end up with fluffy finish inside. If we always come this way, the side grain, the ones on the outside are going to be supporting these ones, so we get that nice clean cut. I feel like cutting hair, I suppose, really. You know, you feather it. Right. Enough of that. Oh, rubbish. Like I say, you guys, that have already learnt and everything. You've got your ways of doing it. That's okay. I'm not saying you're wrong. You do what you do. I'm not saying my way's the only way or that I'm right. I'm just saying this is how I do it. And I don't, like I say, I don't give lessons. I don't do one-to-one lessons, but I've taught a lot of people. So, right, we're going to start hollowing. Right, it's only a small bowl, so I will possibly start. I should have probably sharpened this up actually, because I did use it yesterday, but No, it feels sharp to me. I didn't scrape with it, so I should be all right. You see, I've got all the sawdust in there. So I'm starting my little quarter inch bowl gouge. See how we get on. All right. We get a bit of vibration. We go to the next size up. Right. So let's start it. Stand out of the way. Make sure it's going to hold on there. Yep, it's running nice and true. Right. What are we at? I'm only at 1800 at the moment, so I'm going to turn that up a little bit. Right, yeah, I'm at 2100, so I'm going to start with that. I'm on centre. We'll take nice gentle touch, let's get rid of this middle bit, out of the way. That's the bark gone. That was the bark flew off in one sort of lump there, got rid of that. Oh, there it goes. A bit more. Right, now I'm just going to keep all my cuts pushing to the middle. All my pressure, all the pressure I'm putting on this is going to the chuck. Right, there we go. Because that middle bit was totally no use to me. It wasn't supporting anything. The only strength is coming from this solid bit across the bottom. So now I'm going to start doing my sides and get my sides right. And then once I've got this to the thickness, I won't come back up to it. I'll just work my way down and take cuts and cuts. Now for this bit, I've got my finger and my thumb here because I'm not actually following around. When I start to actually take my proper cuts, I won't have my fingers near the tool rest. They come back here so I don't restrict the flow of the chisel. But at the moment, I'm using this as a I'm not going to be able to say it now. A fulcrum point, right? Okay. So my thumb's there, my fingers are there, and I'm using it so I can do this, okay? So I can come in, and my thumb's going to stop any skidding, and my fingers just helping to bring it, guide it round. Now I start to come back because I'm starting to follow my cut through. Because now I want my cuts to come through, see? And again, I'll stop and have a look and just see where I'm going on the edge, because I might want to come back out to the edge a bit more. I'm not going to go ultra thin. Right, that's okay. Yeah, we've got a little bit of tail grain on that bit, but we'll get that in a bit. Right, so see this bit here, because it's still connected there and there, that's giving stability. If I take that, if I keep going down and doing a trough in the side like a ditch, this bit in the centre is not connected to anything, so it's just in the way. And the chances are you're going to come down, especially this is for new turners, you're going to come down here with your cut and think it's going lovely. That wing is going to catch into the side and you're going to get an almighty bang, okay? And your piece is probably going to fly off. So keep it going. And not only that, if I come in here and every cut I will take from it, I'm going to slowly get this out to where I want it. I'm going to go a little bit thinner, but not too thin, because I think I'd lose the bark. And I like I think I want to keep the bark on it if I can. As I come in, I'm going to take a couple of little more cuts, and then every cut after that will be one continuous cut to the bottom. Okay, so as I work down, as I go down a millimetre, or if I go down 1/8 of an inch, I take 1/8 of an inch off the whole thing. I don't need it here because I've already taken down that side. And that's what I do. Now if that takes me 5 cuts, if it takes me 20 cuts, it's only the 20th cut that will matter. They all matter, don't get me wrong, I'm explaining that wrong. What it means is I will have 19 practice cuts to get that. Let me take this mask off. Why am I shouting? Why am I shouting? Why you tell me I'm shouting? I'm shouting. I need to shout. Right, okay. Can everybody hear me now? Right. So, if that takes me 20 cuts to get down to the bottom, I've got 19 practice cuts. Okay? Because what you don't want, if I go in and in and in, and then I take a bit this way, and I take a bit that way, I take a bit, and right, I want to do a finish cut now. I ain't done one. So I've got to get a bit of muscle memory. So I'm going to do that one. It might not go right. But if I've done 19 cuts, and I can see by what's happening, I've got 19 times to actually adjust it, perfect it, to get it right. Okay, or however many cuts you've got. Now I'm using, let's say, 60-degree bevel here at the moment, because if I use the like I said before, if I was coming in here with this bevel of 40, I would be going in all the time. I can't, look, as soon as I've gone to there, that's it. Now I'm tip, look, if I'll turn that by hand, there it is, look, right? The tip's digging it, look, I'm going to get that line, and I'm getting that mark there, that shiny mark, that's the bevel, that's the tip. Nothing touching in the middle. Okay, so what I will do, I will come along, I'll get a cut, but it's all going to be on tip. Okay, so that's going to cause me to go deeper in all the time. I'm going to go deep. That's good if you want to hog wood out. That's absolutely fantastic, and that's what it's for. But when you're doing something like this, you don't really want to be hogging out on this. You want to be taking nice and go. I think I'm going to have trouble there because that bark is like a sponge. It's really soft. But I'm going to try and keep it. Might be a case I'll put some more super glue on that, harden it up, and then I'll take a cut on it. Right, okay. So, what was I doing? Hollowing the bowl. Right, okay, let's carry on. Get back to it. Sorry about that, guys. Right, so let's come in again. So, I'm starting with my thumb behind, and I'm still coming down to get my wall thickness. Right, thumb behind, flute, I'm keeping the flute closed, so that means that is right that way, okay? So I'm completely closed, can't cut. My thumb's there, so it can't skip back on me. Try not to catch it like I did then, because you rip your bark off and there's no point in doing this in the first place. Right, fingers there, so I'm coming in, right, rotating my hand. You won that a bit. Right, so as I get there, I'm rotating my hand. All I'm doing is that twist, okay? And I'm literally, that's close, so that would be at the 6, okay? That would be at 6 straight down. I'm bringing it back to 5, okay? And then as I start the cut, I'll bring it to 4, and I can push through. If you want it really aggressive, bring it to 3. Right, so here I am. I'll bring it to 5. Right, and now I'm stopping at that. I'm going to have a look and see what thickness I've got. Yeah, yeah, we've still got the bark there. Right, okay. What I'm going to do, I think I'm actually going to put, sorry, I'm going to put some super glue on that. Now, some thin super glue, just so that I will be able to come back up and take a final cut before I take, if I take it all down and then I decide to glue that, I'm not going to be able to come up and take a final cut, because there's going to be nothing, this is going to be gone, and I'm going to have nothing, it's going to be too flexy. So what I'm going to do, I'm just going to pour a bit of, look, it's soaking it up like a sponge. Oh, that is really soft there, look. And like I say, if you're new to turn, you don't know, this is a way you can hopefully give it a try and keep your bark on. But this is a thin super glue, or what they call CA glue or whatever. Right, hang on. The fumes are getting me now because it's reacting with the oil, and there's probably going to be a little bit of smoke coming off of it in a minute, but that's all right. I'm going to give it a dab in a second. Right, because it's got no finish on it, I'm going to just... It's all got in my mask. Right, let me tell you. Respirator, but it won't save you from super glue. Right, I'm going to put a bit of that in there just to take the excess off, because you've got to be careful when you start up. If there's any super glue still in it, it'll spray out at you, so don't stand right in front of it. Okay, but that's gone off now. Right, that's hardened that up, so now I'll take another cut which will take this off. Okay, right, I'll say, oh, if you've turned these before, you'll know all about this. So this is just, as I said, for all my new turners out there who wanting to learn a few bits. Right, okay. I'm standing over here, so if there's any super glue, I just won't be able to get the chisel off the wall later. Right, okay. I'm still sharp. I'm not going to bother sharpening at the moment. That's still plenty sharp enough. I ain't done no scraping with it. It'll only go dull when I scrape with it. If I keep cutting with it, unless it's wet wood kills anything. Oh, it's terrible. But that is really sharp, guys. As long as I don't scrape nothing, it'll stay sharp. Hear the difference where it's hardened? Right, let's have a look and see if that helped it. Yeah, it did. Yeah. Got a little bit just there, but that's going to come out. That's all right. There's a little bit of chatter, I think, there, because it's only a 6mm quarter-inch. So I'm going to change that over to a bigger, slightly bigger one. Give me a bit more stability, make the cuts better. Right, okay. This one's probably blunt. I know, because I was using this one yesterday. Right, no, that'll be all right. Right. Just got to go to the bigger chisel, because I can see I'm getting just a little bit of chatter there. Right, okay, let's go again. Exactly the same thing. Right, now let's have a look. We didn't get no chatter that time. Yeah, there we go. Cleaned it. Okay, so it's a little bit of chatter. That was all. Right, now we'll start going down. We've got the thickness. We'll start going down now. So I'm not going to come up to the bark edge. I'm going to be starting my cuts here now. Like I said, guys, as you see, I don't make a cut come off and go in. I just ride my bevel back. I just let it float back across the wood. Okay. So when I come in, come down here, Now, if I was to go like that, right, now just deliberately I stepped over it. So I've come down, I've stepped over, I've got a line. So now if I've got a line, I'll just go back on my bevel. Nope, I can feel it. I can actually feel it with the back of the bevel. It will go over it, and now I can come back again. Picked it up and took it away. So that way I will keep this smooth every time. And I can do that by running back and forwards with my bevel. So instead of, you know, I could come off and just come here, pick the cut up again, come down, which is what most will do. A lot of people will come to there and stop, and then they'll take another cut, and they'll come to there and stop. Well, why? What? I don't know what you're achieving. It's all you're doing is you're leaving yourself lines you've got to pick up on again. If you keep one smooth go, it's like I say, if you're planing a bit of wood and you go to there and stop, and then there and stop, and then you want to carry on and do that bit, you've got these lumps to take out. If you do one pass, and then one pass, and one part, you'll slowly come down, but everything will be level. Exactly the same with this. This is just a plane. That's all it's doing. So we'll come in and we'll pick it up, and we just take it right the way through. There we go, no hardship. There's nothing for me to save this depth of wood here, because when I reduce this down a bit, I can reduce that down a bit. Right, let's go again. And if you don't want to take this down too fast, as you come round, just control your cut. Just tip your chisel a little bit more, roll your bevel bit, and take a finer cut. So you take, say, 2 mil off of here, but 1 mil off of here. But you're making that smooth transition every time. So you won't get ridges, you've got to go back and clear. And don't come here and start doing this. The minute I come in here and I pull this way, I've cut into those fibres. I've now cut whatever's holding that there, I've cut it. So if that's pieces of string, I've just cut 4 pieces of string. And these pieces of string, I'm going to put, they're fibres. They're going to move. They've cut, you've taken that pressure off of them, they're going to move slightly. Then I've got to pick those up again. And now I've got to blend that one to that one. I've got to take them off and rejoin them. So don't come back that way. Keep coming down. Now I can see here, I've got meat in the side. So now I want to start going in a little bit. So, but I'm going to follow my cut through. I'm just going to make it a little bit gentler. And now I'm coming back and I'm going in again. Coming back and going in again. Run my bevel back. I can feel where there's any bumps. Now I can feel there's a slight bump there, so I've still got to come down in more. The tool's not leaving the wood. Right, I'm still not taking my chisel I still haven't taken that off of the wood. It's still in contact. So I'm coming back. Now, if you keep a very light touch, the chisel's going to tell you. So as I come back, I'll be able to feel if there's any ridges or bumps. And then I'll be able to come back, pick them up. And by running back and coming forward without removing the chisel, I'll stop that for a minute because I want to check the depth. Right, oh, I've got a knot there. That's what I can see. Look, there's a knot. Oh, that's got to be a nasty one. Right. By coming down, by not removing the chisel from the wood and maintaining the bevel, floating it, I'm not pushing. Do not push on the bevel. You'll get burnished lines that look horrible. I'm just gliding back and forward. So if I come in here and there's a slight bump there, well, I just come back maintaining this and I start from here that's flat and I come forward again. And it's like the plane's on the flat and anything in front of it is going to be taken off. And that's what we're doing. But yeah, I don't know whether you can see it, guys. I've got a knot there and it's a bit, yeah, it's loose. Look, it's got bits coming out of it. It's actually got a hole in that knot. That's going to go through. I've got a recess there, so right, I'm going to take another. I'm all right here on my side. A little bit just in that shoulder, but I can take that off because I've still got enough thickness here. I haven't removed it all, so I can come. I'm not coming back up to this. I'm coming in here. Not that this is ultra thin. I can take another cut on here. It wouldn't be a problem as long as you're light and you've got a nice sharp chisel. It'll be all right. But I'm going to take a little bit more out of this here because I want to come down a little bit deeper. Now I don't know what that knot's going to do. That knot is actually inside my recess there. We'll see how it goes. It might go, it might not. If I can get down a bit, I'll put some sawdust and super glue in it. Right. So now I'm not going to come and push it because I don't want to start up here. I'm going to actually put my chisel on the wood, rotate it, get my bevel in contact, come backwards and then come forwards again. So I'm starting off from flat wood. My bevel's on the flat. So if I just come in and I start that cut, I'm going to put a ridge there straight away. When I go like that, I'm going to have a ridge where I started the cut. So that's why I won't start the cut there. I'll put my chisel inside, I'll roll it, come back, and now I'm on a flat piece of wood, so I can turn it and I can come in and I can come down. That's that knot, I've just caught it. I've just heard it again. I've just heard it rattle. There's the knot. I'm going to just take it in slow little stages like this. There's a bump, so I just float back. There's a little bump, so I float back. A little bump in the middle, float back. Just let it float back and come forward. Float back, come forward. There we go, we've got it off. Right. I still would like a little bit deeper in that shoulder, but I'm concerned about that knot. I'll go again. Right, so yeah, as I said, if I was to come in here now and go, right, I'm going to start a cut. And I come in, I'll get on there and I'll go down, I'm going to have a ridge. I'm going to have a line where I started it from. But if I come in on the chisel's on the back, it can't do nothing. Roll it, my bevel is now on the wood. Now I'm on a flat piece, I can come in and gently turn it and it picks up the cut. Okay, now I've got down to here, so now I want to bring my bevel right, my chisel right the way round and float that across the bottom. There you go. And I think I'm going to have to call it that, guys, because I think that knot's going to give me a bit of trouble. Yeah, it's not too bad, but that's big enough anyway. Right, let's let you have a look in there and see. Right, there you go, guys. Now, as you can see, there's no tool marks, there's no bumps, there's nothing there. I would like to go deeper. I was going to go a lot thinner than that, but that knot is a black sort of soft knot, and it's, yeah, I think that's going to have to be that on that one, otherwise I'm just going to, it's going to blow, and I'd rather have it a little bit thicker, and I can see it. I've got a tiny little bit that's still a bit soft on that side, but a little bit of sanding and that'll be okay. It won't take much sanding.
Are you going to fill it?
Sorry?
Are you going to fill it? The hole?
No, it's natural.
It's a natural
It's a natural bowl, isn't it?
Yeah.
It's natural. It's naturally
It's
got a hole in it.
beauty, yeah.
Yeah. Right, let me start this up. Pull this over. Get that on. Turn it down a little bit. There's a bit of wood that went, that bit of bark that shot off went into the dust extractor. It's just gone through the propeller. It is fairly open, this bowl, so I can use your fingers. So it needs very little sanding really, but yep, that's all gone, that torn grain. There's no torn grain there. Slight swivel mark there, which I thought was a slight tool mark. That might be, there might be a little mark there. I'm going to take that out. That way you. Right, can you come back in? Speed up a little bit. You can see it now. See, once you sand, you can see that. So again, I come in, not on it, come back. There we go. Full marks are gone. Okay. Now what we're going to do, get a bit of oil in here. And then I shall give it another little sand. Fluff. Right, okay. Now I can turn that off because this is just a bit of wet sand now. Get that going again. Turn it down a bit. Quite like wet sanding, no dust. Right. We're pretty much finished with that, guys. Right, let's take that off and have a little look at it. Monkey fingers. Alright, I am just so glad I had this C1 chunk. I really am. I don't know what I would have done without that. Look at that. That was just like there.
Fit like a glove, didn't it?
Just in that tiny little 1 and a bit mil. It's literally. I think you'll probably find that's nearer to 1 mil than even 1.5 mil. That recess there. And there you go. There's the knot, guys. If you can see it. This to get you in. Look, it's actually got a hole. It actually comes through.
Oh yeah, it goes all the way through.
It comes through on the bottom, but it's actually there, and it's got bits come out of it. I'm leaving it because that's totally natural. Okay. And as you can see, guys, there's got a little bit of white in there. That was just off of the super glue, I think, but that's all right. Okay. No torn grain, guys. Nice smooth finish. No tool marks. Everything's hollowed out nice. There we go. Little, what they'd call a live edge bowl. To me, it's just a natural edge because it's not live. It's totally dead. I can guarantee you. No wood was hurt in this process. There you go, guys. I hope you got some tips from that. If you didn't, don't worry, skip on. There's another video just there. Click next. If you enjoyed it, then if you could give me a like and a subscribe. Don't forget, we're getting very close to the giveaway. Ooh. Yeah, I'm over 900 and whatever it is subscribers, yeah. So nearly to the 1,000. Yeah. It's a good giveaway. If you don't know what it is, just go back a few, look, you'll see what's being given away. Right. Just one final little mention to Don Johnson about the lumberjocks.com. I don't know, I didn't know about it. Yeah, he put those posts up for you. Oh yes, what you were talking about. You talking about shop then? Nah. Yes, thank you very much, Don Johnson. Yeah, he's put things up on me on his club forum thing. Yeah, it's like a forum, woodworking forum thing. Woodworking forum, very nice. So some nice little reviews. There you go. Anyway, anything you want to see, mate, give me a shout. Put it in there. I'll always see what I can do. Okay. If I don't want to do it, I won't do it. If I can, if I've got the wood for it. A lot of it is getting the wood. You know, I mean, you guys in the States know you can go, there's a tree laying in the side, you can go cut it up, take it home and all that. We can't do that over here, no. Everyone owns something here. Everyone owns it. You can't have nothing. Unless you're lucky enough to be where you can just pick up odd bits and that. Unfortunately, where I am here, no. It's all parks and things like that, so you can't go and take lumps of tree and stuff home with you. So it's a case of buying it all, I'm afraid, and it's rather expensive to keep buying wood to do little things like this. So, right, okay, guys. Thank you for joining me. I suppose if they want you to do something specific, if they've got the wood that they want to send you. Yeah, if you want to send me a piece of wood and ask me to turn it, I'll turn it. I don't mind. I'll even send it back to you if you want when it's turned. That's it. Right, okay, guys. I'll catch you on the next one. Toodle pip. Bye, guys.